Cashless Society here again today, and I wanted to examine this article that came out yesterday, once again talking about RIOT blockchain. I feel like I'm the only YouTuber that covers RIOT blockchain altogether, so I'm just going to keep doing it because it makes me different. So, anyway, it says RIOT blockchain announces milestone purchase of 8,000 S19 Pro Antminers from Bitmain with delivery starting January 2021. The total goal that they're trying to accomplish, which this article talks about, was getting over 1 exahash. So they're going to get into about 1.45 exahash with this entire new setup. So let's take a look at a few of the article highlights. So they announced the execution of a purchase agreement for 8,000 next generation Bitmain S19 Pro Antminers for $17.7 million. This purchase agreement has a defined delivery schedule of 2,000 S19 Pros per month starting in January 2021 and continuing through April 2021. So, with our current miner deployment schedule, we anticipate that based upon current factors, RIOT would achieve positive cash flow in late 2020. So I just wanted to point out that they are not profitable yet. They have gotten close, but as they say here, they anticipate they're going to be netting positive cash flow by the end of the year. So that's always great when you're looking at the direction of a company, right? You want to see that they're profitable or they're really not serving any purpose. All right. So they go on here and they highlight some of RIOT's mining growth milestones throughout the year. I just wanted to get to review August because that's basically a summary of where we're at right now. So they had a second outstanding order of 1,040 S19 miners received and deployed in their mining facility in Massena, New York. And RIOT's mining fleet totals 6,040 miners with an operational hashing capacity of 456 petahash. I believe that's petahash. Alright, the newly announced order of 8,000 S19 Pros are expected to be received and deployed during the first 4 months of 2021 and are expected to raise RIOT's total operational hash rate, as I've said, to 1.45 exahash. RIOT expects to then have a fully deployed fleet totaling approximately 15,040 miners. So they are killing it. They are making a big mining facility, and I'm going to show you compared to one other company, HUT8, who is a competitor of theirs, essentially. Also, I'm going to dive into a little later on this one thing that stuck out to me in this article. It says the company is continuing to assess the Bitcoin landscape with the assistance of XMS Capital to evaluate opportunities to further increase shareholder value. So this company, XMS Capital, since they cited a partnership, essentially, I wanted to look in to see, who this company is and who works there and so on. So anyway, next up, talking about mining firm HUT8. So this article came out 5 days ago, looks like, just basically talking about HUT8's revenue, their earnings report, and so on. So really all I wanted to do here was compare their numbers. So as far as revenue, it looks like HUT8 is honestly killing it. They are supposedly doing, $9 million a quarter in revenue. This past quarter, yeah, they have like 9.2 million. Honestly, the big thing that sticks out to me with these companies that I want to look for is what are they saying they have on their balance sheet in digital assets. So HUT8 is saying that they have 2,954 BTC at the end of Q220. So for me to see the growth of their mining operations obviously very important, but if they have a massive balance sheet of crypto, then their stock is going to naturally rise with that, because if not, then somebody could just buy up all the stock and own all that crypto. Makes sense? In traditional finance, that's considered like a hostile takeover where a company buys the majority of another company's shares off the market, and then now they own the assets and control the decisions of the company. Anyway, so right now about 3,000 Bitcoin, close to 35 million. What they have is close to $35 million worth of Bitcoin right now. Who knows if they have other crypto assets? I didn't look into that too far, but that's a lot of crypto, especially with the potential of how many zeros could be added to Bitcoin over the next year or so. I would not be surprised. So, what does RIOT's balance sheet look like? First, let's examine their income statement. As it shows, Q2 of 2020, they did about 1.9 million in revenue. Like I said, HUT8 did about 9.2 million, so their numbers are bigger in that area. HUT8 is also 3 cents per share in profit, whereas RIOT is 31-cent loss per share. They got close to being profitable, 8 cents last quarter. So, as I mentioned in this article, they said they're getting close to, they think they'll be profitable by the end of the year. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, with both of these companies, what I really like to look at is how much digital assets do they claim to have. HUT8 says that they got 3,000 Bitcoin, totaling close to 35 million. And then RIOT claims to have about 7 million in crypto on their balance sheet. So either way, both these companies are loaded up, to be quite honest, and I think that they're both great plays as a stock. When looking at the chart, HUT8 hasn't moved at all. It looks like no one even knows or cares about this stock. And as I've said, I think that's just because RIOT is on the NASDAQ. And I think that that's going to continue to be a factor. HUT8 will go up, no doubt in my mind, but ease of access, ability to purchase on more exchanges is always going to take precedence. People like that liquidity. They like being able to trade on exchanges that have actual volume. So that could be a difference maker heading forward. Next thing I wanted to take a look at was the hash rates. So HUT8 right now is at about 952 petahash with their entire facility, which is almost 1 exahash. And right now, in its current form, let's see here, is about double what RIOT has set up. But once RIOT gets these S19 miners, they are going to be at 1.45 exahash. So they would be operating almost, 50% higher than HUT8's facility. Where does that actually stand on a total hash rate of Bitcoin mining around the globe? So I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, so this is in terahashes, and I believe that 120 million terahash is going to be equivalent of 120 exahash. So if and when RIOT is up to 1.45 exahash, they're going to have over 1% of the entire mining hash rate in the world. So that's huge. That alone is like, I don't know. So long as Bitcoin continues to be successful and grow in price, so will RIOT. That's kind of what I want to see, right? If their facility is getting 1% of the entire hash rate around the globe, they're doing well. All right, the last thing I want to look at. So they said they're associated with this XMS Capital. So I just quickly went to their website to take a look. And I didn't look at every single person. You guys can come here and check it out if you want. This isn't RIOT. This isn't looking at a cryptocurrency team or anything. But this is looking at the guys who are running the numbers for RIOT and telling them, basically, you should. They helped them negotiate this Bitmain deal, as well as what it said in the article, and that they continue to reassess things with them and see the direction of the Bitcoin market and how they should be investing going forward. If you grab all these guys, founding partner Ted Brombuk, I guess that's how you say it, I don't know. This guy was at Morgan Stanley as a managing director for 16 years, and now he moved on to this company as the founder. Same thing with John Yogi Spence. He was also at Morgan Stanley. And then this guy, Brian Brownshittle, I don't know, was at Citigroup for 3 years, and now he's over there. And then John McGarity also was all over the place. This guy looks like he's been everywhere in finance that there is to go. And Morgan Stanley for Scott Mulcahy as well. So sorry for the mispronunciation of the names, but these guys all have interesting last names. So anyway, most of these guys all worked at Morgan Stanley together probably at a certain point, and now they're running this XMS Capital. If you come to their website, you can see that they have 3 locations in the U.S., Chicago, Boston, or sorry, 2 in the U.S., Chicago, and Boston, and then 1 in London. And then they go on to indicate down here that they are running partnerships in Italy, China, India, and Japan as well. So who knows who they're partnered with in China, but that might have something to do with the Bitmain negotiations. All right, that about covers it. I hope that was informative. As always, I'm just trying to actually examine the numbers with Riot. Either way, honestly, I feel like if you just didn't look at all at the company's statistics per se, you would do just fine buying the stock right now. And that's because of Bitcoin price action and speculation. Personal opinion. But anyway, it's always good to see that a company that you're investing in is aiming and will be having close to 1% of the entire hash rate of Bitcoin mining soon to be. So as always, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, share with your friends and family, and stay tuned for the next one.
What is a cashless society? What does it actually mean in a literal or high-level sense?
Money will become like these, relics of a different age, and will only be found in places like this. In other words, hard cash will disappear. It will become electronic, transferred by things like these.
Then Tracy is in Beijing to show us what a nearly cashless society actually looks like. Ben, good morning.
Mobile payment transactions in China reached a cumulative total of 277.4 trillion RMB in 2018, ranking #1 in the world, according to the recently released statistical report on internet development in China. As of June 2019, online payment users in the country reached 633 million. The cashless society is now approaching.
When's the last time you paid with cash? Well, chances are cash has taken a backseat to the plastic in your wallet and smartphone pay apps.
Denver 7's Ryan Luby explains the digital pay revolution and why not everyone is on board.
The cashless society, the cashless society.
The cashless society.
The cashless society is now approaching.
The cashless society.